So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome to the next episode in our F1 MotoGP, not F1, a MotoGP 19 career mode. So we're going to get in and do some more upgrades to the bike. I mean, we've improved the anti-wheelie quite a lot, I'm pleased with it. So what I'm going to do now is, the engine isn't fantastic. So I'm going to say we can improve the facilitate medium speeds. I'm going to upgrade the engine. Need a bit more performance out of this engine, so that is one place where we are losing a lot of time. But it is coming up to the French Grand Prix. We're headed out to Le Mans then. We'll get into the practice session, see how we get on. Hopefully it is a dry race. I remember in the Moto2 season last season, when we hit Europe, we had quite a lot of wet and intermediate condition races, and I wasn't keen on that. I mean, in the Moto2 it was okay, the bike was a lot easier, but as we saw at the previous Grand Prix, a little bit more of a struggle on these big GP bikes. So let's see how we get on then. We'll head out and do our practice tests, and then we'll head straight into qualifying. So we're heading out on our first practice test then. It is the qualifying practice lap. This should be enough to get us into Q2. So we've got to be at 34.9. I'm feeling confident. We're coming off the back of, I've recorded Jerez and Kota in this one batch, so we're on the third episode in this batch. As I say that, we run a bit deep into turn one, so we'll probably have to do this lap again, but I'll probably carry on. Should be able to regain the time through the lap, but we'll see. We might have to go for 2 laps in this practice session. So then around the final corner, we've caught up to the back of Mir. He's just on his out lap though. So have we got enough of a lap time? 35.8. We're going to have to do another one to try and beat that lap time. So here we go, lap number 2. Can we do it this time round? So already for sector 1, we've gained a whole second pretty much. So that did cost us a lot up the hill at turn 3 and 4. So this time we should be able to beat the lap time. Last 2 corners to go on this lap and we're still a second under the time, but if we do that, come to the penultimate corner, we're not going to be able to beat the time if we do that, so that's annoying. We might only just make the lap times. We pop a massive wheelie. We did it in the end. That's a good result for us. So that should hopefully, if anything is judged by the previous session, that should be enough to get us into Q2 and the qualifying practice. If you get the lap, then you're pretty much into Q2. Fingers crossed anyway, so let's head into qualifying. Right then, so we were only slightly off of qualifying 2. So we're going to be stuck down in Q1. Luckily, it's only a short lap, so we can just whip round, hopefully get straight into Q2. Fingers crossed anyway, but let's see how we get on then in this first qualifying session. It's been a little while since we've done Q1, so it's going to be a bit of a longer episode because of that, so hopefully you guys enjoy that from it. Then around the final 2 corners of this qualifying lap, is it going to be enough? It's felt like a pretty good lap. It should get us straight into Q2, I'm hoping. 35.3. I don't know what sort of time I did in the practice session, but let's go. Is it enough? What? Okay, it looks like France is going to be a bit more of a struggle. I saw green when the screen loaded and I thought, that's a straight into Q2, but it's our teammate. Thanks, Aleix. So, okay. This is the first time that we've really struggled in a MotoGP race. So, let's see how we get on. So, I'm going to go for a medium front, soft rear combination again. It worked pretty well for us at Kota, so hopefully around here it will work just as good. I noticed that the rear isn't wearing as much as the front. A lot of people have gone for medium, soft medium, so we're on the right sort of ballpark, but is it going to work for us come the race? So Alex Rins is on pole position, followed closely by Valentino, the current championship leader, and Marquez, the defending champion, right next to him. Come on, let's see if we can get ourselves a decent start. Popping a few wheelies. I thought I controlled it a bit better, but we was down in stone dead last with our teammate Ian One all the way back here. So let's watch the carnage unfold as we come to turn 3 and 4. Oh, Lorenzo's a bit far back, isn't he? Oh, everyone's cutting across. What on earth is going on? Let's pick it back up into P20 under the Dunlop Bridge. Oh god, this is tight down here. This is real tight. Sorry about that, Rabat. Vinales is way back down the grid. So there's a few top players that are falling backwards down the grid, and I'm trying to get through. Oh, 3 wide, an Aprilia sandwich that Petronas bike was stuck in, but we're up into P11 already. Rins has dropped back off at the start. Who's this? Petrucci. We're trying it under him. Oh, he tries to come back at us, but he can't do anything there. And Zarco, here's Zarco, look at him on the KTM. We've actually got a decent run. Our upgraded engine working well. We couldn't really test it out at Jerez because it was wet conditions, but we're now onto the back of Valentino Rossi. What can we do on the back of the docks to get a decent run out of there? He cuts across us a little bit. I'm going to get a photo there. This looks like an action shot, this one does. Right then, as we unpause it, this is going to be absolutely crazy. Oh no, it's not too bad actually. He gets back past us. It's not what we need. Ooh, sneak past Valentino there. He's going to get the inside line though. He's not able to use it. I thought we'd get him straight up our inside. Here we go, underneath of Rins. Oh no, it's Mir, not Rins. And Morbidelli in second place. And Rossi's, I just realised, Rossi's all the way back down here. He was on second place, wasn't he, on the front row of the grid. Mir's back through. 7 laps round here at the French Grand Prix. I didn't even realise that. 25% race is 7 laps, so got a bit of a longer race in store, hopefully. This soft rear lasts. I mean, a few other people have soft front on, so I don't see why not. The front tyre seems to wear a little bit more for me in these big GP bikes. I've always found it's the rear on the previous classes, but in the Premier class, I'm finding it a little bit different. Completely different bike to ride. Completely different. I mean, the bikes on MotoGP 18, they were pretty similar. They're just a little bit slower than each other. But this time, they're completely different style of handling. The new tyre physics with the core temperature, that sort of thing, and the carcass temperature, that all makes it pretty interesting. Struggling with the wheelie again, and here comes Mir. He's going to come straight at us. Is he coming up our inside? There's room for him if he goes for it. He does go for it. I'm getting a bit of a cutback. Oh, and the curb just pulled us out wide there. Not what we need. Rossi's back through. So that little mistake costs us a bit of time. Get underneath the doctor. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that one. He's there on our inside. Hold it around the outside. Good stuff. Perfect run out of there into the last 2 corners. Mir's catching up to Crutchlow. So we could find ourselves in the top 5 markers with fast lap of the race. Struggling with the wheelie in again. Marquez leads from Dovi. Morbidelli dropped down to 3rd this time. He's under pressure from Jack Miller. So Mir is right there with Crutchlow. We get a really good run out of there actually. The Aprilia, since we upgraded the engine, the acceleration is a lot better, especially with the new anti-wheelie system in. Or I should say the upgraded anti-wheelie. It's not perfect. I need to still try and control those throttle inputs. Oh, I can hear that Suzuki all over the back of us. Oh, it's going to the outside this time. This time, I'm not going to make a mistake into turn 9 and 10. The bike doesn't flip quickly enough. I need to improve the handling of the bike. That's the next thing. That should help us out. But it is the transfer window coming up. Do you guys want to see me leave Aprilia? Or shall I stay with them until at least the next transfer window during the season? I don't know what to do. I do like to switch up the bikes. Oh my god, look at this. Underneath of Crutchlow, underneath of Miller. Okay, we seem to have found some good race pace. So qualifying pace wasn't on our side. We're still 7/10 of a Marquez and Dovi. They've gone. They've cleared off. Look at that Ducati power. And the Honda power, actually. I never thought I'd say that. Look at the run out of there. Fantastic. Ran it wide. Carried all the momentum out the corner. And now we can try and breeze past Miller. Can we send one up the inside? I'm not confident enough on the brakes to be able to do that. His Ducati just stops that a little bit better. Ours doesn't turn as well either, but we've snuck underneath of the Aussie. He's going to come straight back at us. Here he comes. He's cleared us. Braking into turn 9 and 10. A very tricky corner. Got to try and flip the bike over as quick as possible, but this bike doesn't flip. Oh, we clipped the back of him there. We got the run on him, and now Morbidelli's got to watch out. We let him know we're there. We do let him know we're there, but he's trying to hold on to this third place for Petronas Yamaha. Can we do something into the final corner? Not quite. He holds it around the outside. Dovi with 33.6. They are lighting up the timing sheets. Look at them. 2 seconds quicker than that previous lap that we just did. How do they do it? That is crazy. Those two are really pushing it. Morbidelli's in third though. This is good for him. Got 3 laps to go, including this one. What can we do out here at Le Mans? The tyres are lasting well, to be honest. Better than I thought. Good run, and now we're all over the back of Morbidelli. Tell you what, this Aprilia has come into its own in the race. Qualifying, it was an absolute pile of shit. But in the race, it's actually working for us. A little bit cautious on the brakes through there, but tell you what, this bike's working a treat. Working lovely. Now we've only got 2 laps to go after this one. I don't think we're going to be able to catch up to Dovi and Marquez. They're on a completely different planet in terms of the race pace they've got. But we could reinforce 5.2 seconds. See, how did they pull out that in 5-lap race? So, well, 5 laps out of a 7-lap race. We now need to try and reinforce another podium finish for us. This will be our 2nd podium on the Aprilia, proving our class and quality in riding, if I don't blow my own trumpet. But yeah. So we're coming towards the end of lap number 6 now. We're holding on to this 3rd place. It's feeling pretty lonely up here actually. I'm starting to make mistakes. I'm losing concentration knowing that I can just bring the bike home. Morbidelli is just over a second behind, so we're not under too much pressure. But one mistake and Morbidelli will be he'll be through. Sometimes just talking just helps me focus. So if I go quiet and just not say anything, I'll lose my focus a little bit. But anyway, around the final corner to start the final lap of the race, got that 1 extra lap compared to our usual 25% races, so that's okay. We're in 3rd. Hopefully we can bring home our 2nd podium in the GP class. This is good. Safely into 3 and 4 out of turn 1 and 2. Launch up the hill through the chicane. Good run out of there. Bit of a wheelie under the Dunlop bridge. Avoid that curb on the left hand side. Run it deep into 6, but we can bring it back to the apex pretty late. So here we go with the last sector to go. Morbidelli's still behind us. Not a lot he can do really. Not a lot he can do. Going to turn 9. Into turn 10. Nice and safely out of there. 6.7 seconds up to Dovi, and it is Marquez leading this race. So 1.8 seconds now Morbidelli is behind. Few more corners to go. Let's bring it home. Pretty long Grand Prix here today. Enjoyable race though, much better race pace than qualifying pace, so I'm really pleased about that. I was really worried coming into this Grand Prix. Marquez takes the win from Dovizioso, and we're going to round off the podium there, celebrate with a tiny little unintentional wheelie. But there we go, another podium position for us. I will take that. Good result for us. So there we go. Where are our teammates? 14th. They could do better than that. So we head up into 5th place in the championship. Rossi still leads over Dovi, 6 points behind, and then Marquez is a further 15 points behind Valentino Rossi. So there we have for this episode. If you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button, share it around with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more MotoGP and F1 career mode.
Making the podium is always a positive result, but it's also true that this rider could have gone further today. It's definitely a result though, which bodes well for future races.